I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is Season 19 of Volume 1 of What's on the Tape. Yes, we're back. It's 2 weeks break. It's gone, it's flown by, actually, to be honest with you. I'll be really honest, it's flown by. But it took me a little while to choose a tape, but I've chosen a tape. This is the one that I found in the box. I like the look of this one because I like the orange line on this. Look at that. That BASF line. I just like it. I think it looks really nice. I just like the fact that they've got the trouble of inlaying the little sort of numbers for the which side it is on which other side it is. So, oh yeah, side 1 and side 2 basically. So I kind of like that. There is a little list of games on here. I don't know whether they're accurate or not. You never know with these things. Sometimes they're accurate and sometimes they're not. It does actually say Pterodactyl, which is 4D Pterodactyl by Melbourne House. We've got Android. Which is Vortex, is it? Vortex Software, I think it is. Then we've got Manic Miner. Then we've got Horoscope Skiing, some classics here. Vroom, which is an early Imagine game. Then we've got Monty Mole on the other side, apparently. Booty, Ant Attack, and Astronaut. It's not Astronaut, it's Astronaut, which is a software projects game. Quite like that, actually. It's quite a strange little game. If it's the one I'm thinking of, well, there's two. It could be one or two. I think this is the one where you drop boulders on aliens that are kind of floating around. Anyway, but as it's the beginning of the season and a brand new season, you get the choice. This is the time when you get to put in the comments which one of these two selections you want me to play at the end of the season. So I've got two for you, and I think some people are going to be happy and some people are going to be unhappy. But let's go for it. So first, we have. And this is a new one that I got recently. This is the Cartoon Collection, which features Dizzy, CJ's Elephant Antiques, Slightly Magic, Spike in Transylvania, or To Transylvania? In Transylvania? I think it's in Transylvania. And Seymour Goes to Hollywood. So this is a collection of sort of budget titles. Look at those. Look at that. Look at this. 94%, 90%, 91%, 94%, 92%. So, oh, there's Little Puff on there as well. Little Puff's on there as well. It's not on the front cover. Oh, right, okay, so there's a bonus one there of Little Puff, which is on there as well. So this one's got a bonus on there, but it's got some of the big ones on here and some of the later in the day games. I noticed you've got some graphics from different computers here. They're not Spectrum, something else, and then there's this one here, Little Puff at the end of the whole thing. So anyway, but yeah, so we got that one, Cartoon Collection, which I got recently. But this one I also wanted to bring up as well. This is the other option. So you've got the Cartoon Collection, or you've got Dizzy's Excellent Adventures. Now, this one's quite special to me. This was the story goes with this one that I was in CEX at the time, and there was a lady, she was trying to trade this in, and they don't trade in Spectrum games in CEX. So I saw it, and it's battered, and it's broken, and there's no instructions, and the box has seen better days. You know, it's really, really dented. It's a horrible mess. But she was wanting to sort of that camera's gone funny. But she was wanting to trade it in for some cash, and I sort of said, well, I'll buy it if they don't want to buy it. And I bought this from her. It's as I say, it's not in the best of shapes. The box is I've seen better days, and there's some missing instructions and things like that. But I think it's quite nice to save things like that. But anyway, this has got quick sacks. Dizzy Spellbound on it. Dizzy and Prince of the Yokel Folk. Exclusive to this pack, it wasn't later. They did actually release that exclusively, or later on the whole thing. Down the Rapids and Dizzy Panic. So there's some interesting ones. These are sort of arcadey games, and these are two sort of more your standard Dizzy games, to be honest with you. I love the graphics. I love that they built this as a franchise from Codemasters, and they really did build it as a franchise, the Dizzy element of it. They did really well with that from the Oliver twins, anyway. So you've got a choice. It's either that one, Excellent Adventure, or I missed it actually. Didn't miss Excellent Adventure. They put Excellent Adventure, or you've got the Cartoon Collection. One of those two is for you to choose. You get to choose. Put it in the comments below. Anyway, in the meantime, let's get this into a tape drive. Okay, the tape is in the drive, so we're ready to go. So we'll get out our favourite, which is Basic, and load it, or load speech marks. There we go. Load Speechbox. Pterodactyl. I hope you've had a good couple of weeks away. I'm sure that you've spent the whole time shivering in rooms with cold sweats, waiting for What's on the Tape to return, which is completely untrue. None of you did that at all. You all just got on with your life and you forgot all about it. But yes, What's on the Tape is back, and we're back with another 10 episodes for this season. That's kind of how it works, and then I have a 2-week break, and then we do it again because I quite like it. I do remember though during the COVID outbreak, of course, a couple of years ago now. Or was it a year ago? I don't know. I've lost track of time realistically with this one. But anyway, the big sort of outbreak. I kind of extended What's on the Tape for about 5 episodes actually while we were while the United Kingdom was in lockdown and we were all sort of sealed in at home. I kind of extended What's on the Tape for that. It was quite fun actually to be still doing that because it got quite a nice bit of traction because of course everybody was at home and we were just like on the interweb, weren't we, doing things. Beam Software, Melbourne House. I think Melbourne House bought Beam Software. I have a sneaking suspicion that Beam Software still exists. Just one of these things. I think they still exist. Anyway, I've got coffee. I hope you've got a beverage. It'd be wrong not to have a beverage with this. So a little pterodactyl 4D. I'm not sure what the 4D means. I think it's because kind of back in time, isn't it? So it's like a lady shooting a pterodactyl in time, I think. I don't know. Anyway, coffee first. Oh, that is good. That is good. It's good to be back. It's good to be back with a bit of Spectrum goodness. To be honest with you, I haven't really. To be fair, I used the time as just a break really this time round. I've a little bit of a break. I'm still a little bit behind with the things that I need to record, but thankfully I've got a week off coming up shortly, so I'm going to use that as my sort of refresh my sort of Spectrum things. Is there anything Spectrum related though? I might have in my collection that you'd like me to possibly do those, 5 to 10 minute sort of quick playthroughs that I do. Please feel free to put them in the comments because I will see if I can find them, and if I can find them, I'll do them. And if they're a revisit, I don't mind doing that either, because I feel the need to go back to Hungry Horace, that being my very first ever Spectrum game that I actually owned. That and the choice between it and Sheer Panic. I've said this before in many an episode where I had to choose my first game. What was everybody's first game? Did everybody get that first game? I know some of you got I'm sure of you will have got we'll all have got maybe different packs, but mine was just pretty much 1983, as this game is. So a year after that it was actually released. It was 1983, and it was just the rubber keyed Spectrum. You got the Horizons tape in the box, that particular one, and then my parents bought me another game after a little bit of a choice and between what game to get and a little bit of choosing between the various things. And really I bought it because of covers and things like that, but also the Sinclair brand. We knew it was going to be good because it had Sinclair written on the top of it, so we knew it was going to be a good game because Sinclair had kind of that was a sneeze there, sorry about that. Yeah, Sinclair had kind of put their branding on it, so clearly it was a sign of quality and things to come. However, if you ever opened up your Spectrum and then you found one of those cockroach chips on the top of something, that fixed some kind of imbalance in the hardware, you can kind of be forgiven for knowing that it wasn't going to be quite the quality you thought it was going to be. I mean, if you take the Amstrad, I always like this about the Amstrad. I've got several Amstrad CPC 464s. Rescued them, saved them, kept them because, well, you can never have too many Amstrads. It's like never having too many Spectrums. Just to play. I don't sell them. I don't do anything else with them. I just they're just beautiful things. But Alan Sugar there, he literally sent that off to 2 different factories to build the 2 things, and they came out slightly different. So there's slightly different configurations of the boards. Same sort of same chipsets as each other, but slightly different configurations of the board. So there's different versions of them that came out at the same time. It was just a cost-saving exercise, printing them in 2 different places. I tell you what, I do fancy though. I mean, talking about Amstrad, I do fancy the
the GX 4000, which is their console that they brought out, which is the sort of, I don't know, it was a bit late in the game. I think it came out at the same time as the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo were really kind of kicking the behind of products, if that makes sense. So you kind of, it was a bit late, but I do fancy it because it had that extra color palette that then came into the Amstrad Plus models, the 464 and the equivalent 6128. But yeah, really cool. Right, I don't know how to play this at all, but Alan has got a huge score. Alan is enormous score. What a score that is for Alan. I love the fact that the graphics are kind of vibrating on this screen. If you look around the edge of the screen, around the border, whatever they've done with the border to make it do that, because the border isn't meant to do that on the Spectrum. There's a bit of clever programming going on. It's obviously currently active and shooting across to do that, but you can see it sort of vibrating in corners. Look. You see that? You probably wouldn't see that on a CRT, but just in the odd corners now, it's a little vibration of the. Oh, hang on, this is your captain speaking. Welcome to the Lost Jungle Airlines. How's it a Lost Jungle Airlines? Do you book us to sightseeing and then sightseeing tour 13? We hope you have a pleasant trip. You may now smoke and unfasten your seatbelt so you can tell it's the 80s. Everybody's smoking. There's a big cloud of smoke. There's clouds. There's smokers all right now. Yeah. How do they know it's a lost airline? How did they know? I mean, do you just book a random trip? You just give some money to some bloke and he's like, yeah, I'll take you to the Lost Jungle. This is your captain speaking. We appear to be having some difficulty with our aircraft. Please extinguish your cigarettes. And fasten your seatbelts, because putting out the cigarettes is really going to help with the aerodynamics of the plane. Look, here we go. Cigarettes are going out, so there's one less cloud. And we're coming into volcanoes. Yep, it's Jurassic Park all over again. My God. Was that what they said? I can't remember what it was. It was that part where, Sam Neill takes his glasses off and, his sunglasses off very badly because he's just seen a Diplodocus, a huge Diplodocus. So we crash landed in the forests here of the Lost Jungle. Ready to be lost jungled. I'm having more coffee before I start. Oh, good. Right, that's the demo. I don't want the demo. Let's just push a button. Let's press key to begin. Yes, I know. We know the story. No, I've got to listen to the story again. This is Captain speaking. You can't even press break to escape it. You have to kind of... Yes, we're flying through the sky again. We hope we have a lovely, pleasant journey. Tell you how. Now, you may now smoke. Build bonfires on the plane. Whatever you want. Nowadays, you can't even smoke in cars anymore. Nowadays, not that I've smoked, but I've never smoked. I've tried it, as a younger man, but I've never smoked. Didn't really like it. Really, I've never really quite got into that being in the cool gang. I was never going to be cool enough to smoke cigarettes, I'm afraid. Yeah, seatbelts are fastened. Cool. I don't think I'd want to nowadays. Have you seen all the packets nowadays? They've got autopsies of lungs on the back of them, and they're pretty horrible, really. And they cost like £4 million, don't they? I don't know how much a pack of cigarettes costs nowadays. I think if you dare to smoke, it's gonna be a bit costly. I'm surprised it's not just been banned outright. I'll be honest at this point. And all the kids nowadays vape, don't they? That's their new thing. They sort of nicotine in another form. Right. Okay. It's like a B-movie, you see. This is what they were going for, that B-movie feel. The sort of lost jungles of the 60s and other things. There we go, there's a little jungle. Day one. Lovely. Kind of like this. I remember rightly to shoot 'em up. There's the shooting. Oh, there's me shooting. What's left and right? It's like Space Invaders, but not Space Invaders. There's left, there's right. Yeah, I've shot the Space Invader. I'm angling the thing. There's the degrees. I'm angling it. Right, okay, so that's down. So, oh god, the pterodactyl's here. Watch out for the pterodactyl. So there's an angling thing going on. You see that there's a degrees thing on the left-hand corner of the screen. It's also the angle of the gun. I'm shooting very low here. There we go. We've got the right angle now. So I've got the pterodactyl, I think. Yeah, and there's an angle of disease. I almost said the disease degrees on the bottom of the corner of the screen. And spacebar kind of lets me adjust that. I think I've shot the pterodactyl again. I've upset it. Oh yes, I've downed it. That's quite a cool thing to do. Down a pterodactyl. But anyway, Space Invaders, but with a huge pterodactyl. Because, well, why not? Why wouldn't you want a huge pterodactyl playing Space Invaders? It's very hard to hit them, though. I've been eaten by a pterodactyl. Finally got eaten by a pterodactyl. So they don't shoot anything. They just eat me. Eats the day two. Day two. It's just a Space Invader, but like a really weird Space Invader. So yeah, we kind of play Space Invaders with I can't think I can reduce this angle any further. Can I be 45 degrees or 90 degrees? That can't be right. Is there any other fire buttons? No. That's the only one. So what am I actually doing here? This is ridiculous. It says plane crashed there as well on the left, just outside the mountainside. Uh-oh, pterodactyl. I guess it's her hand, isn't it? It's the lady shooting. So I don't know what I do you know what though? The aliens at the top there, the Space Invader type things, they feel like an afterthought to me. I don't know about you, but it feels like somebody was like, well, all we want to do is shoot the pterodactyl. That's what we want to do, you know, aim for the pterodactyl, shoot the pterodactyl. And somebody said, no, let's bung some Space Invaders in it because, well, why not? Let's have a few more points. I can't remember if this is I'm pretty sure this is a 48k game rather than a 16k, which is fine. Let's just. There's a sun. I assume that's meant to represent the sun coming up. By the way, the different colours that are going across the screen. I have hit a few aliens here. I don't think I assume you clear it and then you get the thing, but I'm assuming it's her because I say her as well because on the cover I'm sure it's a lady that's on the cover. Yeah, I've killed a pterodactyl. I got a good score there with a pterodactyl killer. That's what I am, and it's eaten me. I don't know how many lives I've got though. No idea. 3. That's the answer to that. 3 pterodactyl. Not exactly, it's all right. I don't think you'd be happy when you got that. You've got, can't spell my name. There we go. I'm not quite as good as Alan though. Alan's a beast at this game. He's absolute beast at this game. Right, let's go down to this one. We'll go to the next one. See what we got on here. I can't remember I read the tape cover to you, but I can't remember what's on it now. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I've got human voices. We have ghosts from the past. He just said that's okay. Let's see if we can get this. See if we can resurrect the past from with the oh god. Here we go. Resurrect the past now with the other tape cassette. Hang on. Let's go. Sound effects from the Specky first, of course.
That's alright.
That was weird, because that was like they were recording like loud. I don't know how you do that. So they kind of said, that's all right. There was a little bit of background human noise, a bit of ghosts from the past. You know why these are ghosts from the past though? Because this is 30 years ago that this would have been probably around about. Oh, androids, but spelt like that. That's a load code game. That's not the androids I'm thinking it is. Because there's plenty of androids out there back in the day. So load code. We'll give this one a go. So just a bit of. But what I'm saying is that that little bit of speech there. It's 100% a ghost. It can't be anything other than a ghost. It's there from the past. It's something. It's almost like time travel, isn't it? Oh my God! But let's look into paradoxes here. Imagine affecting that back in the day. Sunshine presents. I think I have this. I don't think I've ever tried it. The one thing I always sort of pride myself on with my collection of games, and I do like my games. I will admit, I do need to kind of retire to play them all, but I do love my games. One thing I do pride myself in is that almost every game I own in my collection I have played, with the exception of my Spectrum collection, because there are so many of them and I often buy them quite frequently and sort of put them on piles, and because they take so long to load in most cases, they're not just a case of chucking it in disc and getting it to load. I've got to get the Spectrum out, I've got to set it up and all this kind of stuff. It's the one thing that embarrasses me about in my collection. I've played a lot of the games, but some of them I just haven't, and I keep meaning to, and I've added them to the collection. I'm like, yeah, we'll play that, but I don't actually get around to it, and I feel bad for that, but to be fair, there are, 15 to 17,000 Spectrum games out there. I say there's a good 2,000 Spectrum games that aren't listed. I mean, it's those missing in action things that are actually out there that aren't there. But I say it's one of those things I really kind of like to say that I kind of played everything there. So somebody says to me, "What's this game?" I go, "Yeah, I know what the game is." Right, okay, keys. Oh, I like the sound. Androids from Sunshine Software. For demo, P to play, C to change the keys. C to change the keys. Oh, wow! It looks like a 16K game as well to me. I quite like the look of this. It looks quite good. So it's hunting down things. I'm not sure what I'm meant to be collecting there, but it looks like there's S's of scores. There's like little. You're actually you're hunting Pac-Men, because we all know that they're the most dangerous creature living in the solar system. Because they eat ghosts from the past, maybe. That's their thing. Anyway, right, coffee again. I got a dairy milk mug today, a nice big dairy milk mug. I do like that. Right, C to change the keys. C does not work. Right, okay, so A, Z, X, right, and the fire. P to play. P to play. None of the keys are working. Oh no, it's one of these games that's maybe broken. P to play. P. Something happens when I push the button, but it doesn't happen. D for demo. Oh no! Oh no! It goes back when I push keys, but it doesn't actually work. Of course, I can't break it because it's a machine code game. That's really quite disappointing. I quite like the look of this one. Looks like it's pretty playable as well. Pretty playable, but not playable at all. I'm holding the button down now. I'm holding the P to play button down. I'm hoping that triggers something. It just triggers it going back to there. None of the keys work. This will be one of those games. There's that game, isn't it? Squidge or whatever it is called, where the developer, they released this game as well. How amazing is this? They released this game. It's sort of it has a large sort of duck-like creature in it that sort of it's sort of, I guess the G's gun, S's score, or field strength maybe. I don't know. One or two, anyway, whatever they are. So you kind of, I guess you're collecting things or flying around the maze and just try to stay alive as long as possible. One of those kind of shooting games that has that kind of thing going on for it. It looks quite good actually. I'll admit, I quite like. It's quite speedy as well. It's kind of locking onto the main character and you're flying around at some speed. Shame it just doesn't work. But yeah, there was like a Squidge game, wasn't it? And the game required the computer to be in caps with the cap shift on, so the capital shift enabled before you started the game. And then the resulting effect is, oh, you go find the exit. Ah, that's it. Press P to continue. So you got to find the exit. So you got to find the exit within a certain time length as well at the top of the screen. Oh, cool. It's a shame I can't actually play it. As I say, P to continue. Yeah, press the P and it blooming doesn't do that. Press the P in the game itself. I'm tapping away at the keyboard and it's not letting me do anything. C to change, H to high scores. No, nothing at all. Anyway, but yeah, it needed the cap shift turned on. But they released the game anyway. You couldn't turn the cap shift on. There's actually a poke that's out there to fix it. But this kind of feels like that. It feels like I need to press the caps lock and I can't push it. I can't press the cap shift together and the key. To C to change, D for demo, H for score. So it knows I'm pressing keys, but it doesn't know. It does. I'm not hitting the equivalent of the lowercase version of C, and it's actually case sensitive. Back in those days, it was certainly case sensitive. It's case sensitive most things. It's only Microsoft that don't do case sensitive, which is very weird, realistically. Or certainly they didn't a long time ago when they were using their shorter 8.3 format for files. It wasn't case sensitive, whereas other operating systems were actually case sensitive. Anyway, that was a bizarre well, not bizarre. It was a slightly random tangent, but anyway. But yeah, so I feel that this is the case with this. It's a quite good little looking game, actually. I'll be honest. I'm quite sad that's not worked. I'm gonna have to find that one now. All right, okay. So this one should work, and then we can see how badly I can play this one because I'm always badly playing it. Yeah. So look, watch caps lock. There. Probably need to load it like that. To be fair, it was a quick loader. Should we try it? Should I put the caps lock on? Do load dit. And then let's just load dit code, wasn't it? Code. Caps lock is still on. I'm gonna give it a try. Just gonna rewind it a bit. Because that was such a quick game to load. Let's give it a whirl. See if we can get it to work. Yes. There's definitely human voices occasionally in the back of this. Did they record this by turning the volume up really loud and doing tape to tape? I can assume that's possible, but I've never tried it myself personally. Wow, that's some effort. I was always a friend of mine. He got I think it was a Matsui. Do you remember Matsui? It was a Dixon's thing, wasn't it? Matsui. It was like their own brand, but they didn't want to call it their own brand. They just got them from whatever else. But it was obviously it was the company Matsui that were doing them, but it's like their own brand. And they had Matsui, and my friend had a Matsui Ghetto Blaster in black, with graphic equalizers. Remember when graphic equalizers are a thing? I think they still are a thing, actually, to be honest with you. For some people. For those people who like the sort of sound and whatever else it is, their graphic equalizers are still a thing. However, have you seen the sort of thinking of But anyway, sorry, back to my friend with this. But Matsui was, and we were always dead chuffed because he could tape to tape, and it was awesome. It's like you push one on the other one and push play on one and press record on the other, and you could tape to tape between the two. It was awesome. We always thought that was the coolest thing ever, but. Graphic equalizers. If we go back to those things, there seems to be, and I'm not old enough, although I'm sure some people would think so. No, I can't change the keys. Still can't play. Nope, nothing works. That's gutting. That looks a really interesting little game. That one, to be honest with you, I'll be honest. I quite like the look of that. Anyway, but nowadays there's a sort of a resurgence in is it the vacuum what they're called? Oh, they're like a capacitor, you know what I mean? They're sort of like a vacuum sealed sort of anyway, whatever they are. There's a real resurgence in those blooming things. I'm sure somebody will know what they are in the comments on it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyways, a resurgence in those type of amplifiers because apparently they provide a warm sound to amplifying things, and you can kind of buy those vacuum tubes. That's it, vacuum tubes on you can buy them on things on most sort of large stores nowadays. So things like Amazon have those things. If you wanted to play with a vacuum amp, you can actually get them to feed your microphones through. I don't. I feed mine straight to my PC that I record the sounds on. I always thought that was damn clever, by the way. That bit there. What? There's definitely voices in the background of that, by the way. Definitely some voices in the background. I don't know how they're doing that, unless they've recorded over something. But no, if they were tape to tape in it, that wouldn't occur. Anyway, Manic Miner, I always thought it was really clever how it's basically a flash. The flashes it between the two things. But I always thought it was kind of cool. It's a bit like Trapdoor. If you've ever played Trapdoor, the very first one, I think it is, not the second one. The first one, Burke's Eyes flash, and that was one of those wonderful animations. Was that Aardman? The people who did sort of Wallace and Gromit, was that one of their early incarnations of sort of stop frame animation, which is probably a dying art nowadays. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff's a dying art nowadays. Blooming computers taking over everything. I do apologise. It's probably my generation that started a lot of that, but yeah, it's a sort of those kind of things. Mind you saying that there is a return, isn't there, to that kind of from movies using more physical effects again to and knowing when to appropriately use CGI, whereas some of the stuff through the end of the 90s, early 2000s was like, let's just stick CGI everywhere. I mean, people still do that. Obviously, they still do that. My one that always amuses me is, though, you know when you got a horror movie or an action flick or whatever else is, and you got CGI blood and it just doesn't look like blood. It's utterly ridiculous. I mean, not that we want, I'm not talking about being sort of horrible in any way, but CGI blood is like the worst. It really is. There's just nothing. It's just so obviously CGI, and computer graphics, and it's just naff. It really is. I tell you what I watched while I was on my little break there. I watched a few sort of, I watched a bit of YouTube, and I watched a bit of telly and all this kind of stuff, and what sort of random movies and things like that. And I'm very much a strange. I'm very much I always, the funny thing about it was I was before sort of computer games and whatever else. I was always computer man and I always liked computers and all this kind of stuff. But I think my biggest collection before that was VHS videos. I had loads of VHS videos, lots and lots of them. And then when I saw DVD come along, I was one of the first really early adopters of it. Cost me an absolute fortune. I remember having this LG DVD player, and it was capable of doing the different book models of it. Now, you probably don't even realise this, but there was different formats of playback for DVDs, CDs, and other things, and having a model that could actually do multiple formats back. This is way back in 1999. I mean, they were around from 1997, but from 1999, that was when I really got them. But I was one of those kind of early adopters. It cost me a fortune for this thing. That was capable of so many different things. Right? Okay, let's go for it while I waffle. But yes, here's Willie Miner. This is how he started his millions. He becomes Jet Set Willie, because after finding all of these gold and goodies in the caves where he's got limited air supply, he becomes a multimillionaire, and uses his wealth to drink himself into a coma, where his maid, and I still to this day don't understand why his maid is telling him when he can come to bed. I think he's married to her. I think Maria's his wife, really. He probably went abroad and married Maria and just forgot. But anyway, so Maria is his girlfriend then, or wife, or maid. Says he can't come to bed until he cleans up all of the rubbish. Now, I've never seen the end of Jet Set Willie. However, I didn't realise that there's people out there who speedrun it, but they speedrun it by using the cheat. There's a cheat where you stand on the stairs and you type right typer. And it's burned into my memory that, like, I think there's one for Mortal Kombat that everybody knows. If you've ever played Mortal Kombat, everybody knows this particular one for Mortal Kombat as well. And it's buried in people's minds, and it's just one of those ones that's there. But right typer is the command that you need to get Jet Set Willie to sort of be able to teleport to different parts of the map. And people have actually got this down to a fine art and could do it in under 10 minutes to sort of get everything sorted. I love this one, by the way. I love this cheat, because this is the one where I go this way. Watch. I do this, but then I get out, and then I do this, because although you technically fall to your death, you don't. You fall to the exit, so you get a quicker route out rather than jumping through it all. I'm quite good at the early levels. Once I get to Eugene's lair, though, that's it. I'm stuffed. I do like this, but there's several different versions of the cover of this as well. It's one of those games that's got sort of a lots of versions. I think I've got the software project versions of it, and I think I'm missing the Bug Bites version, because of course Matt Smith, who was one of the early developer superstars of the day, Matt Smith, who to his credit drank the entire millions that he made, and I think it was $1 million he made away. I'm got to give him credit for that. 16 years old and just partied it away. But he sold this to two different firms, and both of them released it with different covers and things like that. I'm just this is where I get a little bit more it's a little bit more difficult. But you've got to give Matt Smith. There used to be a website called Find Matt Smith because he went missing, didn't he? And now they've kind of closed it down. But there was a website years ago. It's very old school. You can probably find it still. It still exists probably. Called Find Matt Smith. But yeah, Matt kind of went off the face of the planet. They found him in Holland though, wasn't he? He was working in a bike shop. That was the thing. He ended up in a bike shop in Holland. Oh God, I went kind of off the rails there, didn't I? But I think I have to go this way to get out of the room properly. But yeah, in a bike shop in Holland, and that's where he was all that time when he was away. But yeah, there was a website where they were looking for him. It's kind of cool. This is the level of I hate, because Eugene goes and sits on the exit the moment you hit the exit, and it's massively about timing. I have now mucked this up because I'm about to jump into Eugene. So it's massively about timing. Once you pass that first sort of toilet, you really have to get the timing right on what you're doing with the next bit. So I need to sit and wait. I think I need to wait for Eugene to go that way. And then, oh God. Nope. Oh, I hate this level. Eugene's layer always gets me. I can see people finish this in 30 minutes. It really galls me because I played this for years, and as I said, I've flown through all the other stages, but this one just gets me every time. Oh, have I got the timing right here? Yes, I have. Oh, I'm landing on the toilet. I knew I'd do that. I love the way it finishes, by the way. I still think that's brilliant to this day. I do think it's great. Manic Miner, one of those games, I love it, I hate it. It's still iconic in the Spectrum library, I think. It sits there for me with Chucky Egg, and Chucky Egg's again a bit. It's not there's a little less. There's still timing involved in it, but it's not quite as. I don't think it's quite as aggressive as Manic Miner can be on occasions. But that Eugene's Lair should be a much later level. I'm sure I've said this to people before in the past that this should be a later level. Right? Okay. This may be a funny noise for a start off. This may be Horace Goes Skiing. Now this came in a pack with, and I don't know why anybody copied this, but this came in a pack for the Plus, the Spectrum Plus, ZX Spectrum Plus. So there's hundreds of these out here, absolutely thousands of them. If they come in the complete pack, though, if you see those for sale, they come in the complete pack. They can reach sort of 30 quid. The individual items, when they're not in the pack, be looking to sell them for £1. In fact, everybody laughs when you bring out Make a Chip or Survival or Scrabble. It always amuses me when I see those, on the old eBay for rare, Survival and Make a Chip. These games, there's just thousands. The Spectrum sold about 5 million in total. It's because its lifetime. So there's probably 1 million of those out there, because I suspect that second run of Spectrums, when they changed the case and the shape to the more plasticky sort of things, got rid of the old rubber keyboard, was quite popular realistically. So I think there's some weird stuff on this tape that's in the background of it. It's really weird. It's the Ghosts again, I think. That's what it is. The Ghosts of the Past. Another Melbourne house game. They kind of, and of course on the Sinclair title as well, on Sinclair sort of thing. But Horace was a bit of an interesting one. Horace spent his time on the Commodore as well. I think he went skiing there, and I know certainly he was hungry on there as well. So I always thought Horace was a Spectrum icon. He's not. He's a naughty boy. He went off to the dark side for a little bit. He went to the brown side, should I say? Because that's what a lot of brown, lovely pastel colours of the old Commodore 64. They did that. Evercade, of course, doing multiple Commodore things at the moment. If you've got an Evercade, you can avoid those ones if you're not a fan of the. To be fair though, there's some blooming good shoot 'em ups that are coming out from the Commodore 64 side of it. And the second pack for the Evercade, the Commodore C64 second pack is actually really, really good. I love the fact that it's made by William Tang in 1982. Beam Software. I love this title screen. I think it's so horrible Because if you had your Spectrum back in the day and you had your speaker on the inside, you know, the internal speaker, no way to put it on the telly, and that came the first thing he did is started by shouting that at you. It was horrible. Absolutely awful. I remember loading at Hungry Horse first time and it does the same noise. And it's just horrendous. But it's brilliant at the same time. It's almost like the ultimate attract thing. You know, those things they do on arcade machines that attract you to attention to them. Come get me. Come play. I'm here. I'm the best arcade game in the room. You want to, you know. And that's why you've got that cacophony of noise when you go into an arcade. Beautiful. It's a sound that's not repeated anywhere else. Right, coffee quick, and then we're going to go skiing with Horace. Oh. Now, I've often said I didn't think you could go skiing in Australia, but apparently they have some very high mountains. So you can go skiing in Australia. They've got some very high bits and pieces, so, sorry, no ski, no play, no whatever else is. Right, I'm playing now. Here we go. Right, so there's Horace at the top. He doesn't stop running left and right, but we have to get across the road. Damn, ambulance fee. Here comes the ambulance. We have to get across the road, get a pair of skis, and then get back over the road. The hardest bit of the game, this. It's like Frogger, but, like, insane. Frogger's a great game. I used to love Frogger. And then we get over the other side of the road and we go for a ski. And then when he gets to the bottom of the skiing thing, which he does, a little slope there. Once he's finished skiing, and you lose points for not going through those, and you're best not trying to actually hit them. Because if you try and keep going through it, keep losing points for it, so you're better off losing. Oh my god, ski's still okay. Oh my god, I just skied into it. You're best sort of avoiding trying to go back on yourself if you've missed them, because to be honest with you, you only lose like 10 points, whereas you lose loads by trying to go through them again. There's like a little, I wouldn't call it a bug, but it's the nature of the skiing element of it. There we go, just lose that 10 points there. Yes, I know, I'm losing loads of points. See, now I'm making my mistake of going across, like I said not to do. There we go. He comes for a lovely ski, and he's forced to do the slalom. There we go, bonus points for going through the finish sign, and we're done. And so we find ourselves at the other side of the road, with our skis, waiting to have another go. So we only have to cross the road once, which is nice, because we've kind of... But even though the ski slope was on the other side, I guess we ski down the... I get it. You ski down the mountain and you end up at the bottom. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? That kind of makes sense. So the mountain's at the top of this hill. So there we go. Off we go again for another bit of skiing. Horace goes skiing. That's lovely. Lovely high-res graphics. No, don't try and go through it. Trying to go round that one. Just forget it. Don't bother. Ah! He's got such big eyes. That's Horace. Huge eyes. Apparently it's his hair on the back, not his arm. So he has a dreadlocks. It's fair enough. And... Oh no! That was close. We'll go through that one. Oh, I'm trying. I think I've lost more points than I've gained, actually, here. I think you lose 20 points for every one you miss. There we go. Got another 100 points. So that's alright, I suppose. I love the way the cash, and it's in Australian dollars, of course, because it's an Australian game. This, just ran into that bicycle. Didn't need to. Your cash pays for the ambulances, so you need to pay for ambulances. I thought we had an NHS type thing in the. Oh my god! I've just been killed by an ambulance. So now an ambulance comes to get me from the ambulance. No money, no ski. I love that. No money, no ski. You're not doing any of that. No skiing for you. I love that. Still love that title sequence. It's blooming brilliant. Horrible. Hurting you with it. Right, let's see what else we got on here. What we got? I can't even read it now. Where are we? Zoom. Shoot 'em up, I believe. If I remember rightly. Sadly, I think it was a bad cover, you know. I know that. I'm waiting for some sounds, by the way, as well, some ghosty things. The thing about Zoom is I think it's got a really bad cover. I don't think there's a very good cover for this one, and it's not a bad little shoot 'em up. You kind of drive a tank going across the surface of the planet, and you can fire missiles as well later, protecting innocent bystanders. And it, I don't know why there's a little bit of sound without background there. Anyway, but I always quite liked it. I mean, this is an early Imagine game, to be honest with you. Imagine did have some decent games in their roster, those early ones. They're the ones that had a lot of what we would call nowadays vaporware, games that never existed, never came to fruition. But they're kind of a you know, they're an iconic company. Realistically, they're one that we we have loved in the we kind of love for the, I guess, for their brashness of their marketing strategies. I think we kind of like that. They did, to be fair, they did produce and release a few good ones from later on. The double cassette, sort of the double jewel cased games, especially one that is one that's very fond in my memory. Is old Green Beret. I love Green Beret. I think it's again another better conversion than the arcade. I'll say that out loud. It is one of my favourite sort of conversions there. Oh, I nearly forgot as well. It's just popped into mind now. I must, and I know because he'll be watching, I must congratulate Dave Plays Retrogames Badly Birdsall. He has finally finished his Hit Squad collection. I will try and remember to put a link in the description below to his video of him receiving his final his Hit Squad. He's got the Castle Masters, so that saves me buying every copy recently to stop him getting there. I think he's going to be sadly disappointed now. I think he's going to be very unhappy for the rest of his life now that he's achieved his goal of collecting the whole collection. I mean, you can only be happy for a little while with it, and then you're going to be unhappy. I think he should sell one copy now and then spend the rest of his life chasing it. That'll be it. That'll make him happy, because it clearly did. It made him happy looking for this thing. But anyways, he's got Castle Master, and not one but two popped up. It's one of those weird times. I think the second one went for a couple of £100 easily. I think it was. I don't think it made 500. Last Darkman I saw was 500. I think this is a sign of the times, though. Current sort of, everybody's sort of struggling with cash. I don't think they quite went to the heights that they went with. Dam Busters, I think. Pressing the key to begin. Right, okay. Keyboard, yes. Enter to make selection. I've got to remember the keys now. This will be really annoying. Engaged. Autopilot engaged. There's left and right. Is that up and down? Right, that's... What's fire? What's fire? Ah, that's fire. Right. That is really weird controls. Okay, I've got it anyway. So basically, we've got to stop them bombing these little people on the floor there. So there's little. I don't know if I can hit him at this range. But basically, you've got like a little targeting thing, and they're trying to bomb the people below. And you've got to save the refugees from the enemy sort of aircraft, and obviously stop them shooting you as well with these little bomb things that come there. And you've got a shield to do that. There's a little man there, and you can shoot them off the ground. I'll be honest. Back in the day, I used to shoot them off the ground. I was a bad boy. I was not helpful to the. I've just been hit there by a missile. But they wave and they sort of say hello. Save me from the planes, and then you have to save them from the planes, and these things fire missiles at you, which you can shoot down the missiles if you're quick. Just hold down the fire button here. There's no point in doing anything else other than holding down the fire button. Planes. And we're going to go for it. Lovely, brilliant. Excellent. Excellent. I quite like this one. It's not a bad little shoot 'em up. There's a clever bit of speed sort of technology going on here, or speed performance improvements going on here. So basically the playing area itself has been reduced probably by a half by using the information on the side and the sort of targeting bit in the bottom there. They've kind of reduced that area, thus speeding up their overall process of the sort of the game. It's kind of cool. I kind of like it. So the attack box itself. Oh no, he's been blown up. He's been blown up. So there's different levels of this. I don't know how many refugees, but I love the fact that the score is so high as well. It's massive. The score is a huge score. Very playable. And very underrated. Very much out there. Lots of copies of it. It's just billions of them. It seems that they've made loads of these. What people collect is they came with gold tapes. Some of them came with gold tapes in them. I don't know if it was all of them, or not all of them, but maybe a batch with them. But they did a sort of a gold version of it, which I kind of get. And so condition green now. So we're now striking our way through the. I'm trying to work out the missiles are though. Autopilot's engaged. I can't do anything about this now. But this is a tank, you see. You can calculate my bonus based on the number of refugees I managed to save there while I was doing this. Excellent. Condition yellow. We're on yellow. So don't forget to vote in the comments below. All votes are collected and sort of verified. Some people email them to me because my business address is in there. So some people email us to me. I'm sure I should do some kind of poll, shouldn't I, on the actual web page and make people put it on there. But for what I should do as well, which one should be at the end of the season. I never get round to doing that. I should really do that as well. But yeah, you know, please feel free to vote on the on what you want. So it's that cartoon collection or Dizzy's Excellence Adventures. But it's not with an egg. It's not with eggs. I'm putting the egg in there. Excellent Adventures. You guys are not doing that. But the budget titles brought together in a batch, and then of course in the case of the Dizzy one, there was the Yokel Folk in there, a game that was not available genuinely or available for most of the time. That's the interesting thing about all the Codemasters games, of course, is they're still not freely to distribute, unlike the like a lot of Spectrum games. Sort of, you know, Codemasters still retain that ownership. Well, in fact, now it's Electronic Arts, so theoretically, I don't think you'll ever see Dizzy again on. Oh my God, they all got blown up there. I don't think you'll ever see Dizzy again on any format unless it's some kind of deal with it, which is a shame. I know the Codemasters collection was on the Evercade, and I don't know how they managed to achieve that licensing. That's pretty impressive, realistically, because you also had the that was Oliver Twins collection as well, which did have some of the games, but they were from the NES. I assume it's the licensing, where the licensing was held for those, which is the reason why they've managed to make it on there. I'd love to see some of the Amiga versions. I still want to see on the Evercade some Spectrum games. I think there are plenty of excellent Spectrum games that are out there that could be on there. Some modern day ones as well as other things. I can't believe, by the way, that we can probably have 999,000 refugees in this. It's a lot of refugees, and also the number of attacks goes to 999,000. I think I've said this every time I've played this. There's a lot of attacks you could have on this. God. That plane has come whizzing past, and I killed him. Ouch! A poor refugee just got shot. That seems to just have to walk from one side of the road to the other to be. Leave my refugees alone. Condition yellow. Condition green. Oh damn! I made the mistake of bashing it into the ground. If you push the dip bar, or die bar, or dib bar, or the dime bar, if you're using a dime bar, down there, I crashed it into the bottom there. Computing my bonus. Here we go. Kind of like this one. I do like this one. I think this one's one of these ones that's just really, really underrated by people, and I think it's really, 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 really cool. to actually play. I quite like it. Once you remember what the keys are. It's a good job that most people use pretty much what I would call standard or stock keys. I think this is the water now. I think we're on the boats now. I think we're into the swim. We're going to sea. No, we're in desert. Missiles armed. Oh, right. Okay. What's the missile firing button? There. Missiles. So we got missiles now for shooting things. M for missiles. No more lasers, just M for missiles. Oh, don't shoot him. There, we got tanks that come over the top to try and get me as well. That's a really annoying key, by the way, that it is for missiles. Still got these guys to beat. There are boats later. I'm surprised they're not crashing into my shields, though. You see where I've got the shields at the bottom there? They're obviously... There's very... What I would call a very simple level of non... There's nothing... there was something there. Yeah, it's pretty good, actually. I'll admit, it's pretty good, this one. It's not a bad little shoot-'em-up. It's quite fast. It isn't your normal kind of shoot 'em up. Not that I'm saying there's anything particularly different about it, but I think I think on the scale of things, a pretty good looking shoot 'em up. I keep forgetting to shoot down those lasers the missiles that they're firing at me. Yeah, it's pretty good, this one. I could play it for a while, but I'm not going to. I'm going to give it a rest now. But yeah, that's pretty good. I quite like that one. I think that's definitely worth trying. They just go to a boat level next. I don't know what level is after that, but that's a pretty good one. So I'm going to see if there's anything else on this tape on this side. Simply because it's we've got. I'm going to save the other side for next week because it looks good. But I'm going to load it. And we'll see if there's anything else, but sound wise. Oh, hang on. Never write off a tape until you're absolutely written off a tape. It's quite a big tape, this one. That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to save the other side for next week, but we'll see what we've got here. Oh, my God. All right, it's all on this one side of the tape. It says side 1 and 2. Oh, wow. Right, well, if it's on this side of the tape, it's getting played, so that's the general gist of it. That's how it goes in this on what's on the tape. If it's on there, we're playing it. So I thought it was all going to be on the other side tape, but it doesn't seem to be. So we got Monty Mole. What else we got? Booty, Ant Attack, and Astronaut, which is I've said before, it's kind of a weird game. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's one of two games from Software Project. I can't remember which is which. One of them is about pushing rocks onto eggs of aliens. I know, that sounds bad. And one is where you're like a space farmer. And it's really tough. You'd have to put boulders in rivers to get your aliens to follow you with their own sort of little personal AI. It's very clever for its time, I'll be honest. Extremely clever for its time. Monty Mole, a game that I wanted back in the day, couldn't afford it. It was one that it hit the news, didn't it? I think because it was politically charged. There with a picture of, I think that was Arthur Scargill down the bottom there. Was Monty? I don't think he was anti the miners, was he? I think the money went to the miners, didn't it? Some of the money from the tape. I don't think he was anti the miners because of course they were on strike for better pay conditions. The usual reasons why most unions strike, to be honest. Their pay conditions, better working lives, all this kind of stuff. All the things that thankfully that many a strike has actually brought and given us a sort of these things that we normally get, sort of 5-day working weeks and less hours and all this kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, corporations would work us 24 hours a day if they could. So thankfully, the unions are there to do that, and their disruption is intentional. It's there to get these things sorted. So, but I'm quite convinced that this is political, and it made the news. I don't think I've ever found the broadcast for it. I'd love to see that. I think that'd be kind of cool if I could see the broadcast for that. But yeah, it made the news, and it was a game that I always wanted, and I saw it on. I'm sure there was a couple of TV shows back when I was a kid, and I can't remember all of them. Remember one where they used to play 720, the skateboarding game, and they used to go around the skate park, bits of it, and do the fastest bit down the thing. I used to love those bits of those games. I used to actually love it to see computer games on kids' TV programs. Fantastic stuff. Nightmare. That was one of the best sort of early use of computer graphics. That whole thing was so really, really cool. You know, the whole concept where it was sort of a video, computer graphics, and all kinds of things that went with it. And the whole helmet idea where they wore a helmet and they couldn't see, and their friends were like, stand left, right, walk forward now, walk through the door and all this kind of stuff. Try and avoid that. Time's happening. It was really clever, wasn't it? That was fantastic television, and fantastic. I think I like to think that the kids who went on there and played Nightmare really had a good time. Was his name of the Castle Master Traegar? I think it was, wasn't it? Traegar was the sort of the bearded chap that gave the sort of run through of what they were doing. And watch out, children! There is a gigantic eyeball about to eat you, and things like that. It was kind of cool, wasn't it? I think you can still see it on the old YouTube and things like that. Saying that, did anybody else see Annika Rice on the telly the other day? They're doing Challenge Annika again. It seems she's 62. Couldn't quite believe she's 62. I just remember when she used to run around in the 80s and in a shell suit and jump in and out of helicopters. That can't be environmentally friendly, to be honest with you. Maybe she's got an electric one in the new series, but yeah, she used to fly around the countryside doing challenges, didn't she? And all kinds of bits and pieces. Challenge Annika. Wow. Amazing, really. Things have changed, but I do recommend you Google Annika Rice. She's not changed much. Welsh presenter. I didn't realise she was Welsh, actually. I guess is Annika Welsh? Don't know enough about. I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you. Yeah, cool though. Very cool indeed. Anyway, more coffee. Totally fueled by this stuff, Run, that's how I run. There we go. Can't remember the name of the real song for that. I only remember one about a certain German dictator. Coffee. Right, okay, keyboard 0. Right, you do have to collect everything. I remember that about this. There's the jump. What's left and right? That's left and right. That's up and down. And then a space jump as well. Yeah, that's it. QOP and space. QAOP and space. I can't believe I failed to do that. I'm so bad. Just died on the first level, and then we get the whole flying to heaven. Oh my god, it's the longest tune in the world. I love the fact that there's a nice power station burning coal over there. Yeah, okay. I got it. Right, get that. Outrun the miner. I love the miner with his little beer belly. Oh my god. I can't even get out of room 1 today. I'm so bad. There's a big mountain of coal there behind that tree as well. Have you seen that? Huge mountain of coal. Nice power station burning that away nicely there. A little bit of carbon going into the atmosphere. Right, okay, you need to go in here because you need the bucket, otherwise you can't get into the level, right? I'm so bad today, I don't understand what's going on with me. Right, anyway, so then he chases you in here and you've got to stay out of his way. No, what is going on? Oh my god, I'm so bad. I've gone from being quite good at the game to absolutely rubbish. Why did Monty die so fast? Aren't 3 lives enough to last the hazards that confront him all in his search for precious coal? Don't let Monty die in vain. Press key and try again. I love that little bit of poetry. It's one of my favourite little bits of sort of poetry. It's hardly William Shakespeare or something like that, or what's the thing? William Wordsworth. Yeah, William Wordsworth. It's hardly that, but it's quite good. It's quite good. I like it. Let's just get out of the way past this. Slow down the screen is fantastic. So we get that one. Right, get this one. Oh! Crusher! You have to get all the coal as well, which is the worst part, because if you don't get all the coal, you can't open certain parts of the level up. It's so annoying. I'll be honest. I can get to certain places. Monty Mole is proper tough. It really is, but it's lovely. It's lovely to see all the colours on the screen and all the spectrum sort of glory that comes with it. It's just it is nice that way. I will admit that for all its I don't know what that is. I don't know why I get that either. But you got to collect everything. If you're going to collect everything, collect everything. Oh no! Oh my god, I'm so bad. Should have jumped across the main bit in the first place. See where the crusher is and the bit of gold at the top. I've got to do that first. That's what I've got to do. Oh, I walked into the rock. Oh, I'm sacked today. I'm really bad. Why did Monty Mole die so fast? I have 3 lives allowed to last. The houses that confront a mole in his search for precious gold. Don't let Monty die in vain. Press a key and start again. Oh, I'm so bad at this game. This honestly, it's I'm terrible at it. Can barely do the room 1, let alone anything else. Right, okay, there we go. We're in. I'm probably doing this completely the wrong way. Somebody's going to go, yeah, you should be doing it that way, and that's why you keep on messing it up. But oh wow, I made it there. That's the way to do it. It's not good job. There's no timer on it. Platforming games in the 80s definitely a fantastic thing. One of those kind of things that we did a lot of. God, that was so close. There's only about 20 caverns though. I believe that's what it is. Crush. I like the way it says Crush on its name. I don't know when to go. I'm just going. I'm now terrified. I'm terrified of the crush thing. I'm terrified of everything. I'm scared of my own shadow. It's all going badly wrong. Alright, get this. And the candle looks like it's dangerous, but it's not. And that animation on it's fantastic, where it looks like it's dripping the wax down the side of it. It was really, really good. Right. Like that. And get this one down here. Right. This one here. And then this one up here. You're going to hear a bit of silence now because the concentration has started to occur. That's bad news for everybody. Right, so go in here and get this one, definitely. I've got to collect everything, apparently. This is the answer to the question that I really struggled with originally was... Oh, sugar! You don't even have to fall that far as a blooming mole. Bad mole. Right, get the hammer as well. Go past whatever the hell that is. That looks like a key, by the way. That bit of one that I just picked up there definitely looked like a key. Oh, I've just jumped into him. You fool. Can't believe you've just done that. Right, okay, well, maybe we're... Oh, no. No, we need the hammer. Sugar. I'm not happy. I'm not happy, Bunny. That's just not good. One more go. One more go. We've said this before. We've all said this. Oh, I've walked into the acorn got me. An acorn electron killed me. An explosive acorn. I've walked into it again. I think I'm doomed when I'm playing Monty Mole this morning. It's not even good. Me and Monty Mole are just not friends anymore. I've got 1 life left. It's not going to happen, is it? I'm gonna do something tragically stupid very shortly. I guarantee you. I'm gonna just. Oh my god! I thought for a minute that I was gonna fall off the edge. Oh, I fell off the edge. Oh, tragic. Right, moving on. Come on, let's move on. Basic and low did it again. I can't believe that. That was just tragic. It was so bad. There was a bit of voice there again. And then we gone straight on to... I think we're on to Booty now. Yes, Booty. I like Booty. Booty was originally a white label Firebird game. So basically, imagine it back in the day. It was kind of a grey strip along the top with the Booty written in black, and obviously ZX Spectrum at the top corner of it, and the Firebird symbol at the bottom. So the British Telecom Firebird symbol at the bottom. They were a bit obsessed by birds, were they? They said Busby as well, didn't they? Do you remember Busby? But anyway. So they had that Firebird at the bottom, and in the middle he just had a picture of the game itself. Now, I'd have picked it up. I know why I'd have picked it up. I'd have picked it up because it was full of colour. There was a picture of the Spectrum, one screen of the game, full of colour. I would have picked that up any day of the week because of that. That's the kind of game I would have done. And there's an interesting thing, isn't there, about this game as well, though? It's a little hidden secret. If you've got one of them current speech... add-ons, and you load this game, you get a different game. Isn't that kind of clever? I think that's kind of clever. I quite like the idea of that. Oh my god, that's our first little crash. It's our first little crash of the whole thing. I'm not happy about that, but there we go. It's our first little crash. First one. First one of this of season 19. Season 19. My god, there's so many of these. So first little crash of season 19, and oh, BS. Let's see if, there we go. Yeah, first crash of the season, but yeah, it came with just that picture of the booty sort of. It's making funny noises now, by the way. It sounds like the tape's not very happy. But anyway, so I came with that, just the picture of the screenshot in the centre of the game, and I'd have bought it simply because it was so colourful. It had lots of colours on it for a Spectrum game. It would have been perfectly angled, though you wouldn't get any of the colour clash that's actually there. But it was just, I just loved that. The styling of it, and I know there's been a remake of it. I've never played the remake, but I know there's a remake of the whole thing. And there was a re-release of this original game with a picture of a pirate on the front and a blue cover, a yellowish cover, with, and it was quite good. I mean, it was quite a nice sort of to see the remake. But as I say, if you had a current speech device, you could get this to sort of do a different game, which seemed a bit like, what am I thinking of? What game am I thinking of here? The Jarell game. That's not very good. That's not loading. Let's see if I can find the original copy of it on my shelf. Hang on a second, because I know I've got it. You just stay there. I'll go find it. Hang on a second. Just looking. It's over here somewhere. Oh, I found it. Found it. Oh, it's right next to "Don't Buy This." You just stay there. I'm coming. Oh. Right. Oh my god. I'm here. I'm coming. Sorry, you stay there. I'm here. I'm coming. I'm back. Sorry about that. It was a bit of a long journey. I managed to throw a whole load of games off at myself at the whole load of games off at myself at that point in time. Just loads of them. Right, Booty. So back into Booty. We're bung Booty back in the thing. Hang on a second though. 1 second. Oh. It's alright, I confused myself for a second there. That wasn't good. That wasn't loaded. Look, that's just going, making funny noises. That's not a good start. We got BS data. We don't want BS data. We want the first part, please. Even the original tape doesn't work. It doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. They're so old. They're like 40 years old or something similar. 40 years old. It's just a very long time to have have these tapes work. They get stretched, the data gets damaged, people put them the places they shouldn't, they put them near speakers and microphones and all kinds of the magnetic things, and of course they don't load then, so I'm not surprised. The joy, I think, is a bit of the collecting is just the nostalgia that's attached to it, the enjoying the owning the original cassette. I remember when I started collecting again, and it's only been about last 10 years or so, probably, that I started collecting again. Probably a good 8 to 10 years ago that I started collecting again. And I remember the first bundle I bought, and it was quite a cheap bundle. It was £90. I remember this. It was £90. It came with about 120 tapes, and one of the bonuses of it was that somebody threw in a Spectrum as well. I didn't even see it on the pictures, so they threw in a rubber key Spectrum at that point in time. Now, I'd already bought by then a sort of a plus 2A and I'd already got one of those, so I thought, I'll just use that to load things. It'll be fine. I'll enjoy that. But they'd thrown this in as well, and I was amazed when I actually put it in and it worked. So I did the composite mod on it. I've now modified it completely. It's bright orange and exciting and it's grossly nothing like the original. But to be honest with you, I quite like the fact that I've modified it. But anyway. But it came with a big bundle of Spectrum games, and I picked up a cassette tape, and in my mind, cassette tapes weren't so light. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I thought they were heavier. But when I picked these tapes up for the first time, and the ones where we haven't got sort of lots and lots of tape on it, so you've not got lots of tape, you've just got the single sort of tape that enough for the game, so 3 minutes. They're so light. The plastic and the other things are so light. I mean, if you picked up a C90, you know about it. The C90 is heavy because, of course, it's metal that's on these things in the first place. But the other ones are only a few. If they're an ounce or sort of 25 grams, 28 grams or whatever it is to an ounce, it's not a lot. They weigh very little at all. They just plastic case, a bit of card, a little bit of paper, sort of slightly thicker, maybe even just paper itself and card, and then it's the tape itself, and they're so light and so flimsy, and you realise that these things aren't going to last forever, and that's the thing. So when I put them in and they don't load, I'm not unhappy. I always think it's a funny one when I see. Things like some of the Facebook groups where they ask whether or not it's tested or untested, and it's tested and it works and look, it loads. Yeah, but you get it home and it's been through somebody's other tape deck for so long, there's a good chance that it may or may not work. I guess it doesn't matter. There's plenty of ways to get the games. A lot of them, as I say, are now freely available out in the world. If you go to spectrumcomputing.co.uk or the World of Spectrum, they have what's available freely, and if you really wanted the Codemasters things, I'm sure you could find the Codemasters sort of back catalogue of 8-bit games out there and other things. And do you know what? It's preservation as well, isn't it? It's as long as people are still playing these things, they're still sticking them on the screen there. They still exist and they're still there. I mean, I doubt that. I'm going to assume his name's John here. It could be good Jeffrey Kane. I wonder if Kane. But anyway, this gentleman who created the Booty here, I wonder if he still realises this game's being played to this day and still being loved. I would like to think that he does. I love this. It gets a bit annoying because it plays throughout the entire game, but I remember playing this. I was so delighted when I got this Booty. Yeah, the cover as well with those bright colours on it and all the other stuff there. It was a must for me. And then you read the instructions and they're just the really basic. You're kind of you're the cabin boy. I don't know what his name is. Jim the cabin boy. And Jim basically is out to collect treasure, a bit like good old Jet Set Willy, but he's doing that without I can't remember without doing whatever else. Without somebody beating him for it. Right. So, left, right, up, down, space. Oh, I can't do space. Left, right, up, down, M. Right, 0 to start the game. So, here's the interesting thing. So, you can pick up keys. Oh, I've got the keys the wrong way around, you idiot. Should kill myself here. Oh, I've done myself a mischief. Oh, I've got the keys the wrong way around as well. No, down's right. Okay, so you open the doors like this with the keys, so they're numbered. And the treasures are often booby-trapped, which is really horrible. So you got this mental thing about the treasures where they're booby-trapped. On the Amstrad CPC, it's not so bad, but on the Spectrum, if you pick up a treasure that's booby-trapped, and it starts sort of going crazy with this bomb that's underneath it, it is really, really, really hard to actually run away from. So let's open this. And once you open all the doors as well, this horrible dicky bird comes flying through as well. It's really horrible. Let's see if I can play it. I'm playing it with the keys the wrong way around. It's fine. I've changed it mentally in my mind because I'm that kind of person. So let's get this. There we go. It's taking me a second. Right, okay. So I haven't had a... There, the bomb. You've got to run like crazy, but if you can only go one direction, you can only go to your right. If you go to your left, you can't outrun it. Because I don't know why. It's just an insane thing about it. Which key did I pick up there? Was it the... I think I picked up key 8. I did pick up key 8. 8. There we go. So we go into other rooms. I just love it because of the graphics. Now, there's another game that's called Moonlight Madness, which is by the same writer, which has very similar graphics. It's very good, actually. I kind of recommend that one. That was a copy of that was sent to me by my lovely friend Daryl, and I was delighted when I got it. I was like, this is really good, actually. It's quite good fun. So yeah, it. You can only hold one key at once, so there's a bit of an annoyance here with a quick bit of timing going on. Thankfully, there's no time for the level itself. But yeah, he sent me Moonlight Madness. That was another great game. I'm sure that has some professor's name in it as well, though. Professor some kind of... That's good. Right. So now I can get 3. As I say, you've got to get rid of all the treasures. That's the aim of the game, is to get those treasures. The levels that really annoy me, the ones with the lifts. There's like lifts that go up and down. But this is really good. For a budget title, I can't think of anything more... You know, you'd be absolutely delighted. $1.99 for this much, for a lot of fun. I mean, all of us have already spent a few seconds. I was worried there, because I could only go to my left rather than my right. But yeah, you know, I'd have loved this back in the day. Well, I did love this back in the day. I even like the music. I don't think you can turn the music off, and even though it's really annoying, it's brilliantly annoying. If there's such a thing as brilliantly annoying. Run for the bomb! Get the key. I've got key 4. I'm doing really well. It's been so long since I've played it. Uh-oh, Dicky Bird. So the only time music stops when a Dicky Bird comes across. I say Dicky Bird's a parrot, of course. Because we're in a pirate game, aren't we? And of course, if I was in the middle of all this, there's no way I was gonna... Oh! Why did I walk off the edge? I just got excited. Oh, and I forgot the key thing to it. You go all the way back to the start when you die. All the way back to the start when you die. How horrendous is that? That's rough, isn't it? That is rough. That is rough. Oh, I remember this room. This is one of my faves. I used to always think I'd done really well when I got to this room. I don't know why. It wasn't even that difficult to get to. Ah, bomb! Right back to the beginning again. Horrendous, that part of it. But at the same time, I kind of, it's very much, it's okay. I don't mind that. In a strange sort of way, I don't mind that I you know, you go so far back in the level. There's pirates. They're kind of cool looking pirates, actually, with huge saber-like swords. There we go. And get key 3. Have to go all the way back up to there to get the treasure. It's one of these games that I really need to revisit. Actually, if I, we're talking about before about games that I might have for this season. This is one of those games that I'd really like to. No way, I'm avoiding that. Really like to revisit. I do. I think this is one of these. It's a cracking game. I reckon it's very doable as well, though. Anybody actually finish it? Anybody actually finish the game? I think it's very doable. I think this, and I should be picked up here by the platform. This is a little cheat of the day. There you go. Let's go through that door. Yeah, but I feel this is a very doable game. I think this is a very finishable game. I think this is a very much a game that could be. Quick! Oh shit! Oops, bad language. Oh yeah, brilliant, lovely, brilliant game. Another good game there. What else have we got on here? We've got 2 more to go, haven't we? We got 2 more. Astronaut and Ant Attack. Ant Attack, brilliant game. One of the early examples of sort of 3D. It was one of the few isometrics that I actually rather liked. There was some isometrics I didn't like, but I have a feeling that sorry, I'm kind of, my brain's kind of skipping there, to be honest. But it's one of the few isometrics I quite like because I think it's a great looking game, and extremely playable. Let's have a little look. Quite nice to get a good long one. This one to start off with. I wasn't expecting it to be such a long one, but at the same time, when you've got 45 minutes of tape on one side of the tape, this is why I tend to do sort of, one side at a time. When you have 45 minutes on a side of a tape, and then you've got another sort of side of the tape to do, that's why I do one side, because 45 minutes really turns into an hour and a half. An hour and a half usually of a video, because you've got to load it, and you've got to listen to 45 minutes worth of. Oh, that sounds like the end. Fingers crossed. Ant Attack. Played this at a person's house. Utterly amazed at the quality of this. I still think that it's Sandy White who created this. I think Sandy still has a claim here to 3-dimensional graphics. I mean, it's all about. So can you sue them enough for it? Because he had a patent pending, didn't he, for 3D sort of. Oh God. For sort of 3-dimensional graphics that were sort of overwritten, kind of, sort of that graphical look. Right, I am gonna put this in here. These ones are starting to sound a bit rough in here. I'm gonna put it in here, like you know what I'm doing. I am putting it into my external tape deck. I'm gonna put in the tape to cassette, the car adapter that we've got. Pop that in there, like that. And I'm going to play it back on the other tape deck and hope like hell I can turn up the volume and adjust the tone enough that this thing plays correctly. And well, hopefully it'll work. Bip. There we go. And attack. Always handy. The big problem once they integrated the tape decks was there's no way to control the volume to the tape deck, and no way can control. I'd like to think it was that it was by design and it was a security feature. And it's like, oh well, everybody recorded these at a certain level, so that was the level that they were recorded at. But I don't think it was. I don't think it was intentional. I think it's just being cheap at the end of the day. So the cheapest way to do this was to literally put it in. Set it at a certain volume, and that's it. So that's the tone that it played back into it. I think that's basically the general gist of it. You can't turn the volume up and down. You can't change the tone or the bass and all the other bits and pieces. So I think it was just very much a case of doing that. I can't remember if it had a loading screen or not. I feel like it should have done. I don't remember it loading as a program like this. So is this another Ant Attack? It could be, This might not be Sandy White's version. So, because remember I got caught out by Androids. I thought Android was Androids, as in Android, the original Vortex game. This might not be what I think it is. That would be very, very cool. I kind of like that. I do like to be surprised by these things. There's nothing better than being surprised by what you're loading, because that makes it more entertainment. To be honest with you, definitely more fun. I still think that I don't even know where it's gone to. Actually, I need to fish out the tape. I found one which we think was a missing in action game. To be honest with you, so it kind of needs added to the whole thing. There's an unknown. I guess there was an unknown date on it as well of sort of what it was, but it was a version of Pac-Man. It was a number of episodes back. One of these days it's going to happen, you know. I'm going to scour these tapes and I'm going to find that missing in action game, that one that is so crucial to the world. A bit like finding, remember the story of the Fantasy Software's Pyramid, where all developers in the world created exactly the same computer game at exactly the same time, the Pyramid itself. And in fact, it's not even just the world, it's the universe created exactly the same game. That exists somewhere, the game, the perfection, the perfect game, doesn't it? It must exist out there, the game that we all want to know. It's just that what was the name of that? It's that one that's the arcade game that's legendarily haunted. Apparently only existed once in the world. I can't remember who made that one. There was that one, wasn't there? And then there was, of course, there was. Is it Bandersnatch? It actually was Bandersnatch, wasn't it? That was the Imagine game that was one of their vaporware ones. Bandersnatch. That was also going to be a game. Now, is that still on Netflix? That was a Choose Your Own Adventure, and then they got into trouble for it, didn't they? Because somebody sued them for the Choose Your Own Adventure people sued them for making a Choose Your Own Adventure on the TV, and I don't know how that went, to be honest with you. I assume they settled and promised never to do it again, which is a real shame because they did do a few. Oh no, it is. Oh, I'm so confused now. I thought there was a loading screen with that one. Sandy White's soft, solid 3D patent. I Want to Be a Girl, because it's one of the few games where you can rescue the boy. So if you're the boy, you rescue the girl. If you're the girl, you rescue the boy. Very, very progressive. Well done, Sandy. Right, now, let's see if I can work out my controls out. I can never remember the controls to this. That's to throw a weapon. Yep. That's to rotate the view. There's a few views here, I think. That's to rotate her. That's to throw. What's to move? That's to jump. That's to move. That's to jump. Oh. That doesn't move where... Hang on. One of the hardest things about this is finding the blooming keys with these games. That's throwing the weapon. Yes, I got that one. Have another go. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. I think I've got most of the controls. I don't know what... that's resetting the screen. Okay. So basically, there's our little man there. We run on in. And... My hero! Take me away from all of this! And then you rotate round. And he follows you slightly slower. And then you run away from the city, and congratulations, you've done. Now, there's a little scanner on the bottom corner screen, the bottom right-hand corner screen, and it basically tells you roughly where this person is. Now, I've really not worked out the controls for this, so you're going to have to bear with me, because I'm kind of like rotating everywhere. Now, usually he ends up... Look at the graphics, though. I mean, this is a Spectrum. These are three-dimensional graphics from a Spectrum back in the day. Oh, he's not quite there. Space. I thought he'd be on there. They almost always are. Right, okay. Well, let's go a different direction. Scanner goes green. It's a bit like hot and colder, basically. And then we can fire at these. Well, good shot. There he is. I knew he was there. I blew myself up. Yeah, but anyway, you get lives and damage and whatever else. It's a pretty good game, actually. I'm quite surprised, though. I thought I had a loading screen. It's maybe just me. But that is it's one of the more impressive three-dimensional games that is out there, and it's one that I don't mind, apart from the fact that I can't work out the controls. There was another game by Sandy White. Sandy White did Zombie, which is apparently very similar. I have got a copy of it, and that came with 2 different variants. That one's quite a valuable game nowadays. Or quite, well, I say valuable. It's a tenner game. It's still quite expensive, I think, for a game that was for a Spectrum game. But oh god. I kept playing the tape when I was doing that. Hang on. While I played that, I've been playing the tape. Oops. Sorry, peoples. Got to rewind it now. I've been playing the tape and stopped it on one, but didn't stop it on the other. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks. Forgotten how Spectrum works. No, I'm only kidding. I've had it on. I haven't done any recording, but I've had it on. Because I do like my Spectrum. Alright, let's see if this is... Nope. This probably crashed now, to be honest with you. That's what normally happens when you press... when that happens. Let's do load it again. Okay. Fingers crossed. Oh my god, there's loads of stuff on here. School days. Wow. Okay, I didn't expect that. So we got school days on here. This is going to be a proper. Brace yourself, peoples. This is a proper full tape. I might have missed Astronaut, I think, out of this one, but there's school days here. I think this has got some. Hang on, let's see. Have a look at the tape. There's some space left on here, you know. I think somebody's going to fill this up. These games. I think they're Micro Pros, aren't they? Or Micro Pop. Yeah, I think they're Micro Pros. But these guys, these games are so brilliantly complex in their nature with the amount of buttons you've got. You've got catapults. You can push buttons to right on the blackboards to oh my god, this is such a fantastically interesting sort of combination of all kinds of bits and pieces. I can't believe we missed Astronaut off though. We need to play Astronaut. If it's not on this tape and I've missed it now, I'm gonna find it for us. But it's such a fantastically sort of complex game with sort of interesting bits and pieces. And now what you try to do is, I think, it's to stop the school sending you a report card home, because you're a bit of a bad one. So that you're trying to avoid that sort of report card going home, and as a result, you basically have to. It's really weird because you have to get the code for the safe, but the code for the safe is hidden in cups around the place and all kinds of stuff. It's really weird, but at the same time, fantastic. Astronaut. Right, I found it. Software projects. Astronaut, Software Project 84. I've got it just in case. So if it doesn't play on here, I'm gonna definitely play it because it was definitely on there. Wow, what? This is a heck of a good tape to start the season with. I'm quite surprised that we've got so much to actually look at, and there's so many things on here. My son is staring down the stairs at me with a big smile on his face. Is it a good day today? Yeah. Oh, that's good to hear. Did you enjoy your dinner? Yeah. Was it good? Did you like sausages? He liked the sausages, apparently. He loved the sausages. Had a big plate of sausages. We had to not drag him out of bed, but I went upstairs and had to inform him that I had to tell you your lunch was ready, didn't I? He's saying, That's quite a lot. That's quite good words. Very good words. Anyway, so he had to come out of bed so he could go and get his sausages at lunchtime. He had sausages and some sandwiches and things like that, didn't you? And some nice good stuff. Lovely. We like a bit of sausages. And sausage for lunch is good. Sausage and bacon sarnies. Oh, gorgeous bacon sarnies. Love a bacon sarnie. I love a cup of coffee. God, I love coffee. It's one of my favourite things. You know, I think, and somebody told me a while ago that if you can avoid having coffee for the first 30 minutes of waking up in the day, it's much better for your metabolism. It's like, really? It's never going to happen. Within 30 minutes, I've definitely got my first cup of coffee in my hand in the morning. It's the way I start the day. It's what fuels me. Oh my goodness, it's crashed. Not happy. School days. Now I know for a fact that I'm going to be able to find that on PlayZX. But in the meantime, let's do Astronaut, because I found Astronaut, and I might, as it's all set up ready to go. Let's do the easy one. Let's do Astronaut first. Oh, I'm glad this is turning into one of these. It's slightly different than we thought it was going to be kind of things. I kind of like that. I like the little bit of variation that kind of sneaks in here. I'm pretty sure that this is a 16. I'm pretty sure now, thinking about this, this is the 16K game. What's that thruster? Oh, I'm so confused now. I'm sure this comes with a code as well to get to work. It's like a massive long code. Got pictures of dinosaurs on the front of it or something similar. You know, remember the Jet Set Willy style of copy protection, which probably wasted loads of memory. I'm pretty convinced this is the same thing. Could be. Might not be. I don't know. I'm so confused now by whatever this is. I've got a copy of this somewhere. Hang on, I'll see if I can grab it. Hang on one second. You stay there. Just got to look. Yep, I found it. You stay in there. I'm just coming back. I'm coming back. I'm running all the way. Running all the way. I'm almost here. I'm almost here. I'm almost there. I'm coming. I'm here. 1984 Astronaut. Yeah, it's got pictures of on the front cover. I found it. It's got pictures of sort of gigantic dinosaur-y creatures and a man. What are you doing? I'm getting the magnifying glass out now. I'm not sure what he's doing. Alright, I'm not sure how to really describe this, but it's a man with a nose that's shaped like a rhino's horn. And he looks like he's sitting in a crater, farting in the water. I think that's the only way I can describe it. There's like a huge gush of hot steam behind him. I think he's doing something nasty. That's not nice. No wonder the dragons are upset. Mind you, one of them's definitely laughing. Crying with laughter. His eyes is like crying with laughter. I think he's meant to be stealing their eggs. I think that's what he's meant to do. I'm sure this has come up before on What's on the Tape. I'm sure it has. But I'm pretty sure as well it comes with a copy protection card. It does! Massive one! Moosive, 2 pages worth of copy protection. Oh, there's a story. Hang on. Brace yourself. Strap yourselves in. After weeks of waiting, the space freighter has nearly reached its settlement on the planet. Planet C5. Oh, it's called C5, like Sinclair C5. Planet C5. Light years from the home planet. But disaster. Oh, okay, here we do. Definitely need the key location. Key location A5. Let's find A5 on this thing. Well, we've had a disaster. We've got A5. Let's see if we can find A5. I'm sure this is a weird game. Right, A5. A5 is... oh, this is a pain because you can't see what it is. I'm sure it's... A5 is 44. 4. No, it's not 4. H3. Oh, God. Need to know what the colours are. Hang on, I'm going to have to find a spectrum. What are the colours? I need a specky. Hang on, you stay there. I'm going to find a spectrum. I don't know what the colours are. Oh, my God. coming back. Oh, God. Right, okay. That's why I pushed the wrong button. Right, okay, hang on. So, where's I need everything now. I need all kinds of stuff. So we've got H3. H3 is green, blue. Right, okay. Green, blue. Sorry, I'm telling you the call protection. So green. 4, blue. Yes, I'm in. Right, okay. Spectrum down. I don't know why they took the colours off the keyboard. That could have been easily done, couldn't they? They could have left the colours on the keyboard, and we could have all been happy. But never mind. Right, so that's copy protection for that one. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can remember what we've got. Keyboard. Do you know what? I've got the instructions in front of me. Let's find out what the keys are. I'm sure I played this actually not that long ago. Astronauts screenshots. Yeah. Okay. No blooming keys on it. 1983, no keys whatsoever. Not even on the copy protection sheet. It's interesting to see something's written on the copy protection sheet. Blue is 1, 2 is red, 3 is magenta, and 4 is green. So somebody actually had the same problem, so they obviously had it on a +2. Anyway, right, let's press K for keyboard. Do. Right, okay, press enter. Oh, I have played this before. It's a really weird game. Do I press 1 to start? Select level. Let's start on the first level. Oh yeah, I have played this. It's really annoying. Can't remember what I'm meant to do though. I'll be brutally honest. I can't remember what I'm meant to do here. Oh, that's yeah, that's right. Sends you up the level. Right. Okay. So. Oh my god. Oh, I've got to collect those things, the square blocks. I remember now. Yeah, got to collect the square blocks. Well, that's it. I got to push the square blocks down the level. Onto the bottom there. So, very, very weird game. There, one down. Square block to go. That's it. So you got to push the square blocks down. I don't know why, or what the requirement for the square block dropping is, but we have to get these blocks and drop them off the levels quickly. There we go, and that's the next level. And that's it. It's not a bad game. It's certainly a puzzle game. While avoiding the aliens. Yeah, it's a puzzle dropping. Not going to be able to. Game over, and that's it. Astronaut. I'm not sure why. I guess those are the things that we're doing there are to do with the I don't know, saving the creatures from the whole thing. Spacebar, is it? 1. You have to press 1 to start. It's very weird. 1. 0. Keyboard. S to start. Right, okay. So we've got different levels though. So press the enter key here. We've got different levels. And boing straight into the bird thing. A fish there bouncing across. Now I know how to play it. It's not so bad. When I first played this, I don't think I wasn't sure what I was doing. But now that I know what I'm meant to be doing, that's actually not so bad. So it's just a game about putting blocks in the right places. Just not so bad at all. Don't really want to be on that platform. I want to be on. Nope. So I've got to jump and it's not there. Damn, that's actually a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's not too bad, really. That's actually quite good. I quite like that after all that. I quite like that. It's pretty good. Look, just 1 second. I've got to take a quick pause because I've got a phone call coming in that I need to take. So I'll be back to you in a second. Hang on. Okay, sorry, we're back. I'm changing my car at the moment, and the garage had phoned me. So unfortunately, when I called back, the person I was going to talk to wasn't there. So they were calling me about my change of vehicle. So nothing exciting, but a change of vehicle. Anyway, let's get off Astronaut, which by the way looks better and better the more that I look at it. So now that I know it's just about pushing blocks around, it's a bit of a puzzle game. I quite like that. Platform puzzle game. Nice, very simple, and there's some lovely pictures of dragons. I think they come up shortly, but I also quite like the mentalness of some of the stuff that's there. It's quite fun actually. Anyway, right down here we'll go to load it and we'll do School Days as it was next on the tape, and we'll try and do that. I'm gonna got the I've got PlayZX running for this, so down in the description is how you get the games to load when you haven't got when your tape isn't working. I didn't used to do this back in the early days of What's on the Tape. Well, What's Tape in the early days, if it didn't work, it's just tough. You never got to see anything. So some of the episodes are a bit up and down size-wise, but they're still quite fun. I think it's still quite entertaining. I think the very first episode, I literally just get the tape and throw it to one side and go, well, nothing loaded, which is a shame because nothing did load in those early days of What's on the Tape. I still don't know to this day really quite what to do them. I suppose I could sell them as blanks on eBay or whatever else it is, put them in decent cases and whatever else. But yeah, or I could sell them as pre-owned, loved and used on What's on the Tape, and this is the episode. I should do that, shouldn't I, really? That's what maybe we should do, just collect them together and do them in little batches. It's a little giveaway or something like that at the end of it all. But anyway, yeah, I never really quite know what to do with it. So School Days, this honestly, I can't sort of say enough about this. It's like there was Back to School, which was another one. And it's Microsphere, by the way, not Microprose. Microsphere. Microprose still exists, though. The guys who did a lot of simulations, things like F-15 Strike Eagle, they still exist, and they still make a game. There's one called Mini Combat Arena, I think, on Steam at the moment. But anyway, School Days, School Days, Back to School, Calling Sam Cruise. Fantastic games. The level of complexity and the level of technical skill involved in creating these games is just amazing. It really is. These blew my mind. These are kind of games the way you went, wow, how did they do all that? It was a bit like playing Elite for the first time. Elite was one of those kind of games where we kind of we were spoiled with the depth of the game and the nature of it. And Elite's one of those games that, a bit like a lot of games, modern games nowadays, it still doesn't care about you. It's not going to let you respawn. When you die, you die. That's it. You've lost your spacecraft. It's gone forever. There's no more Cobra and your all the cargo increases that you made and all this kind of stuff. It really just didn't care about you. And it still doesn't. If you play Elite Dangerous nowadays, it still doesn't care about you. It's still, that's it. Once you're dead, you're dead. You have to start all over again. I think you can get escape shuttles, which is the kind of the way around it. If you've got enough money, you can do that. I think you could do that in Elite as well, the original Elite. I think that was the case in it. But it just amazing, realistically. There is an open source version of it called Olite, with double O, and then light at the end of it. So Olite. It's still out there. People are still making it, still loving that particular game. And there is obviously Elite Dangerous that's out there. The other one that's big, which is bizarre because it's still in early access kind of thing. I've just realised that his boot's flashing. By the way, his bottom of his boot's flashing. That's not a good sign. That means this might not load. But anyway. Oh, I got more coffee. I cheated. When you had that pause there, I went and got more coffee. There should have been like a coffee filter percolator thing going on there. Oh God, I love coffee. He's so good. I honestly, I'm like Anthony Head in that Gold Blend advert. Remember, he used to shake the coffee by his ear, and nowadays it's a different gesture altogether. Yeah, Anthony Head. And what was the name of the actress that used to be his next door neighbour, and they used to just share coffee, and it was like a long. Those were the days when they made adverts in a long-running sitcom stroke, romance dramas, didn't they? That's when they used to do it, because we had the Oxo family. Remember the Oxo family? Yeah. They used to grow up, didn't they? They grew up on the TV as the Oxo family. Just amazing, realistically, what they used to do with adverts back in the day. Now we're living the time of max headroom, don't we? Blipverts, 5 seconds, and then you have to click the button on YouTube. No, I don't want to watch the video. Really don't want to watch it. No, don't make me watch it. I don't want to. No, don't make me. But yeah, the 5 seconds worth of blipvert. That's what we've got nowadays. We live in that. We live in those days of doing kind of that kind of stuff, and them trawling through our cookies to find out what's going on. I love this because there are distinct personalities from the teachers. You know, the head teacher there in the top left-hand corner. The Elvis lookalike who's the geography teacher. The older teacher with. And they've got canes because that's the day. And as I say, you've got to hit all the shields basically to do it. But while we're doing that, we have to go to school. We have to be taught. It's amazing, realistically. I can't remember all the things. Do you want to put your own names? You could do this as well. You could rename everybody in it. I'm not going to because it takes blooming ages. But I'm going to go with. I'm just going to go with playing without. But yeah, it takes ages. But you can rename all the characters as well to anything you like. Honestly, it's phenomenal. I've just got to work out what the keys are now. Left, right, that's me in the middle. What's jump? There's a J for jump, I think it is. There we go, J to jump. So I think it's QAOP and QAOP, and that makes me go upstairs. That doesn't make me go upstairs. What makes me go upstairs? That's the sit, yeah. Ascend the stairs. Ascend the stairs, young man. Ascend. There we go. It is Q. Just got to go up there. So the easiest thing to do first is the first one. If you go in classrooms when you're not meant to be, so it's playtime at the moment, you get into trouble. The teachers tell you off. He may give me lines if he sees me jump here, but we're going to go for it anyway. There's the first one of those. Can we do H to hit so you can punch the little ones? And he says, there you go, knocking them out. They just take it, by the way, as well. It's just hilarious. They just take a good punching like that. So, right, the next thing to do is, I think, is it C for catapult? There's one. That's the SWAT, by the way. He's got a large forehead, so you know that he's intelligent, because all people with large foreheads are extremely intelligent. That's the nature of the beast. That's how they work. And there's a couple of these you can sneak by catapulting them. So as long as you don't go doing it. There's another one. So there's a few of these you can get done quickly early on in the game. And that's the aim of the game, is to clear these so that you get the horrible. School dinners are horrible. School rules okay. Where have I got to go? Mr. Witt, the map room. Where's the map room? I think it's there. It's at the top there. Look, go there. So you got to go to the classroom up here. So I'm on my way to Mr. Withit. Yeah, that's it. Mr. Withit, the sort of Elvis lookalike. There he is, the map room, the geography teacher. Mr. Withit. Go watch out for the school bully. He's here as well. He biffs you up if you get into trouble. And sat on the floor. Get off the floor. Yeah, I went. There we go. Oh no! Spectrum's rebooted. Spectrum's exploded. No! I sat on the seat and the Spectrum exploded. But you get the general gist of it. Brilliantly done, because you've got to do the whole thing. I mean, if you think about it, the Rockstar game that they brought about later on, was it Canadair or whatever it is, or Bully, if you got the original version of it, because you don't want to be a bully. It was about being naughty at school. That was a phenomenal game. That really was. From Rockstar. It was kind of a test for their early test. They do quite good about making games out of the tests. It was a test for their new GTA. I think it was for GTA 5, was it? Where you were in the school. That was a game where you could get lots and lots of achievements. It's really quite good, actually. I quite liked Bully. I thought it was quite a good game. Yeah, you did beat people up. It was kind of naughty and all this kind of stuff, but it was quite a good story, actually. That one. It's quite a long, quite an easy one to do. A little bit of town. Nothing there. I thought there was some sound effects there. There's nothing there at the moment. We may be near the end of the tape here. Oh, hang on. Brace yourselves. Strap in. Night. Oh, it's all happening this time round, isn't it? This could be night time. This could be future night. This could be all kinds. I don't know what that means. We've got a little bit of tape left. We've probably got enough for maybe 1 or 2 games. Maybe 1 or 2. This is impressive. It's been a good tape. We've had some interesting times on this one. Better than I thought we were going to have. What a great start to the season. And we still got the other side to check out, but I have a feeling I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna feeling that there's gonna be nothing on it. But we will flip it over regardless, and we'll see if we can listen to it. However, I did notice on this cover on the outside of it that they'd written 1+2 on it. Night Law. A game that I want to love, but I don't. I just love the cover. I think it looks lovely. I think it looks fantastic. I think those Ultimate Play the Game boxes were just absolutely phenomenal. Those cardboard boxes that opened up. I mean, and they just looked so good. That glossy instruction manual in a beautiful fonts, and the artwork involved in it were just fantastic. This is kind of the follow-up to Saberwolf. So this is when you become the wolf itself, and you kind of have to. I guess I think the aim is to cure yourself of for the wizard is here. He will cure you of your lycanthrope. I guess is it lycanthropism? I don't know. Being a lycanthrope, which is a werewolf basically. Kind of cures it of it. Years ago, these are the days as well. But years ago, if you remember the Ladybird books, years ago when we had Ladybird books as a kid, you're at school and they had Ladybird books. Nowadays they take the P with them. They're like Ladybird books on running a husband and stuff like that, or looking after a teenager and things like that. Now, when we were kids, they were actually books about stories and fables, and they also had instruction manuals. And I remember one about monsters, and I can't remember what it's called. I really must do some googling for this. I remember one about monsters, but it had a whole section on werewolves, because it's not in around the world werewolves, and well, they're not always werewolves. They're werebears, and they're whatever else is. And I believe the Russians are werebears rather than werewolves. They think of bears as the transformative creature that they become within the whole thing. Kind of weird, that, isn't it? It's an interesting scenario that around the world you have significantly different choices on the whole thing. It's the same with vampirism, Right, so the tape has the music, but it doesn't actually load. Let's see if I can get it to load off off PlayZX. We're resorting to PlayZX here. This is I think why there's no more names beyond Astronaut on that tape. I think the rest of them are just faulty. They don't work. So they've kind of not Night Law. I can't spell night. If I can spell night, we will be good. Night Law game designer. Wow, I didn't even know that was a thing. 1984. Right, okay, let's press the load dit and let's go for it. Done. It's quite a quick load, actually. I'm quite surprised how that took so long there. So it's kind of a weird one, that one. Anyway, yes. Was it a different Night Law? I don't think it's different. 1984. At the time, though, this is one always amuses me about the Night Law and the series that came with these kind of things, is that these games were seen as so radically different. The whole isometric thing was seen as so radically different, so strange and alien, that many games wouldn't be able to handle it. And I believe that Ultimate Play the Game actually held off delivering games like Night Law for at least a year before they actually put them out there, because they didn't think gamers would be able to handle this change, this look, this new dynamic. I think that's kind of weird, isn't it? Thinking of new technology as a three-dimensional look. I mean, that's crazy to think that is a thing that they thought we wouldn't be able to manage this three-dimensional thing nowadays. I run a million miles to try and avoid the three-dimensional games as such. I love the sort of some first-person things, but I love pixelated games of that generation. It's interesting to see, though. There seems to be a generational thing here, though. You don't see there was I think it's Project Beep you can see on Steam at the moment, which is basically Spectrum Graphics and whatever else it is that's on there. The only thing I've got about Project Beep is as much as I know the developer's made a lot of time into it, he started selling it for like £8, and I'd rather he was selling it for £3, to be honest with you, because I think it'd sell a lot more, and I think it'd get a lot more. As much as I don't want to devalue the work they've done, I think they'd get a lot more money and a lot more throughput from doing that. It's a bit like the developer who spent sort of 5 years of their life creating Stardew Valley and sold it for about £15, when you could probably, anybody else, if it had been somebody like, I guess, who made Harvest Moon? I think it's Ubisoft, but whoever made Harvest Moon could have sold, sells it at £30 a piece. They'd established their name, and Stardew Valley fella came in with about, between £10 and £15, and absolutely cleaned up, instant millionaire overnight. Just so much money from such a great game, and it's still developing to this day, which is great, which is really good news. I do think this Project Beep would have done better. I think that if it had been a slightly lower price point initially, and you can raise it or drop it later, I suppose. I suppose you can't raise it too far, can you? But I think it would have been better at a different price point. But anyway, a fantastic, looking Spectrum game. But we seem to be stuck in this kind of weird scenario where they're kind of doing that 16-bit generation, the SNES, the Amiga kind of generation, the Atari ST type generation, that kind of thing. We're kind of in a weird scenario time with those. Whereas I think that it would be nice to see, it would be nice to see some more Spectrum type things or Commodore type things. But no, we're at the NES stage of life, or the Master System, that kind of thing. They aren't going that much further back, even though they kind of overlap with the Spectrums and the early computers. Anyway, let's just go for it. Enough of me waffling about that kind of rubbish. Doodle-doodle-doodle. Right, I'm going to work out my controls. Yeah, there we go. Which is which? That's left, that's right. That's jump, that's walk. And then, I don't know if he has a shoe, actually, to be honest with you. Look how fast this is. It's lovely and speedy. So, and then, all of a sudden, you get something going on, like the thing in the centre of the screen, and you jump. Now, everybody says that the werewolf goes faster and jumps higher. I don't know whether that's true or not, actually. I'm not convinced by that. Oh, it's stairs. I didn't see that. So I... Oh, God. Back to the human. How do I pick it up? Ah, I've got it. Good. Do I jump higher now? Maybe I jump higher now. Yeah, I think I probably do, because I've got a boot. So basically, we've got to get the required, I guess, ingredients for making sure that you don't, you can become changed back into from a werewolf. There's the moon at the bottom of the screen that shows you where at. How have we got? Why have we got several boots here? This is interesting. Oh, no, don't do that. Pick it up. I now have 2 boots. I have the boots. These boots were made for walking. And that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Come on, boots. Start walking. Ah, no. Damn. That was a very old song that was coming through my little brain there, wasn't it? I need to jump on this man here. At least you don't run out of time. There we go. Let's walk through the door. Nope. Well, that's going to be problematic to get past, isn't it? Are you tracking me? No! No. 2 days, 3% completed. Overall rating poor. I'll take that. That was poor. Yeah, I just struggle with the controls, I think, for it. It's that tank control feeling. I kind of hate it, realistically. They did things like Resident Evil, and although I'm a fan of what they did with things like Resident Evil and the various things, those early Resident Evil ones with the PlayStation 1, it just, yeah, not my favourite of things. Let's see if we've got anything else on tape. We've only got a teeny bit to go. It's playing. So far, nothing. I think we've got silence. Any ghosts of the past? Nothing so far. Nothing there. I think we may have to say that there's nothing left. Nothing so far. And no, I think we're very, very much at the end of the tape. Right, okay, I'm going to eject it, I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to see if there's any data on the other side, see if there's anything there for next week, see if we can see if we got anything that's exciting. Let's see, just let run here a little bit and see if we got any spectrum noises. We might not, we might just have human beings. Nothing so far. Silence. Just silence. Nothing there. Oh, I think we've killed this one. It's a blank second side. They certainly filled up the first side. Well, that's good, because that means we start a new tape next week. Let me just give a quick fast forward here and see if we can get right in the centre of this. We are good. We are well and truly done, ladies and gentlemen. It is, and ladies and gentlefolk, that's it. We're done for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon, and this has been the first of 10 episodes of What's on the Tape. I'll see you soon. Bye bye now.